So today we're going to talk about a really powerful economic idea. But we're not going to use a textbook, nope. We're going to use the blueprint for a building so intense that its own designers called it a biological processing plant for humans. Let's dive in.
Yeah, you heard that right. That quote is from the actual design document. A biological processing plant. Right away, that tells you everything you need to know. This is not a place for cucumber water and fluffy robes. This is something else. This is a machine. And this machine, this $28 million structure, was designed with this almost brutally simple philosophy. Every single square foot had to be dedicated to one of three things, and only three things: heat, cold, or the logistics to support them. Nothing else was allowed.
Okay, so before we step inside, you gotta wrap your head around this. This entire tour is about pure function. Every single design choice, every material they picked, it all serves the core purpose of processing the human body through extreme temperatures. Let's see what that actually looks like.
All right, so we're going to walk through the three main zones of this whole facility. You've got the shell that holds it all together, the wet and dry lines where all the action happens, and, of course, the engine room that powers the whole thing.
So let's start with the container itself. The building's shell isn't just a box to keep the rain out. It is an active, working part of the machine, specifically designed to battle the elements and even harness the environment.
And check this out. Every single part you see here has a job. That massive concrete wall, it's not just for looks. It's a thermal shield blocking the harsh north wind. The angled glass, it's basically a giant lens, perfectly positioned to capture the low winter sun. The floors are heated from the inside out, and that weird puffy roof, it's actually a self-cleaning air cushion that sheds snow. It's a fortress of pure function.
All right, now for the first processing line, the wet zone. And when I say this is industrial grade, I really mean it. Forget about delicate spa tiles. Everything in here is welded 316L stainless steel, the same stuff you'd find in a high-tech lab or a brewery. This is where the real work gets done. You've got this huge outdoor lagoon that's kept at 104 degrees Fahrenheit, even in the middle of a blizzard. And right next to it, 4 plunge tanks chilled to a bone-cracking 34 degrees. The water is so clean because it's completely filtered and replaced every 20 minutes. And that thermal lock? It's a submerged tunnel so you can swim outside without ever feeling the freezing air on your skin. Wild.
Okay, so that's the cold side. Now for the other side of the equation, the heat. The dry line is built right up against that enormous concrete wall we talked about, using its sheer mass for insulation. Think of these as the ovens of the machine.
Inside, you've got 3 gigantic saunas that can each hold 40 people. Instead of dark, stuffy hallways, there's a solar meridian hall designed to just blast you with vitamin D. And get this, there are no communal locker rooms, not a single one. Every guest gets their own private recovery suite, complete with its own shower. It's all about efficient, private processing.
So you might be wondering, where are all the pipes and pumps and filters that run this massive operation? Well, unlike most luxury buildings that try to hide all their guts in the basement, here, the engine room is the aesthetic. It's part of the show. The giant air ducts, which they nicknamed the Iron Lung, are exposed right on the ceiling. You can literally see the straw, the main pipe pulling ice-cold water up from the lake, right through a glass panel in the floor. The gauges, the massive filtration tanks, it's all on display. The machine is proud to show you exactly how it works.
Okay, so we've just toured this incredible $28 million facility packed with all these extreme high-tech features. But honestly, the most important part of this story isn't just what's in the building, it's what they deliberately left out. So seriously, just take a second. Think about any high-end hotel or spa you've ever even seen a picture of. After everything we just saw, all that steel, all that concrete, all that power, what's missing from this picture?
And there it is. There's no front desk, you just scan your phone at a turnstile. There are no offices. The manager just walks around with an iPad. No kitchen, just some vending machines with electrolytes. And no laundry service. You actually bring your own towel. All the standard hotel fluff has been completely and utterly eliminated.
And this is where it all clicks into place. This wasn't about cutting corners. This wasn't about being cheap. This was about making a choice. A very, very expensive choice that reveals the core principle behind this entire project.
That's the number, $7 million. That was the estimated cost of all that fluff. The kitchen, the offices, the reception area, the laundry. But they didn't just save that money. No, They reallocated it. They funneled it back into the machine.
And that brings us to the big lesson for today: opportunity cost. It's this fundamental economic idea that for every single choice you make, you are giving up the value of the choice you didn't make. It's simple, really. You just can't have everything.
And this is what that reallocation looks like in the real world. They literally traded the cost of a reception desk for a thicker, more insulating concrete wall. They gave up a whole commercial kitchen so they could afford a much more powerful water filtration system. They said no to offices and laundry so they could say yes to bigger saunas and those radiant heated floors.
You know, this building is probably one of the purest examples of form follows function you will ever see. But the lesson here is universal. It's not just about architecture. It's about priorities. It's about everything.
I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? It's a ruthless, almost